Outstanding. Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're making a takedown bucksaw, so stick around. Alright, for those of you who don't know, I just got back from New York. I shot a video titled 5 Days in the Adirondacks, and one of the many unique things about that video was that we showed students or instructor candidates making an improvised takedown bucksaw.
Nice.
Since that video was posted a little over a week ago, I've gotten a ton of questions asking me to make a video on how to produce a takedown bucksaw in the field. So guess what? Today's your lucky day. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab 3 branches and a saw blade. Now you want these branches to be no less than 1 inch diameter and no longer than the length of the blade that you choose. Some blades are 18 inches, some are 20, some are 22, some are 24, and so on and so forth. But keep in mind, whatever the length you choose for your blade, that's going to determine the size of your saw. Now, like everything else that we do, we want to go ahead and do a layout. We want to get our basic shape of our saw. Now, what I tell people, look at your saw. At each end, you have a small hole right here. What I do is I place that blade at the bottom of my saw to where the holes are sticking past my vertical post right here. And I want that on each side. That tells me that when I actually build this saw, these holes will be on the outside. And that's what I'm going to use with a stick to hold that saw blade in place. Now from here, it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move this horizontal either down or up. The distance between the horizontal and your blade determines the diameter of log that you want to cut. So for me, I don't want to cut anything more than 5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and lower it down. We're good to go right there. Now taking my knife, all I'm going to do is make a small indentation or score this vertical piece right here, so I know where to make my V-notch. To make our V-notch, all we're going to do, place my knife on there, in that groove, grab a stick for a baton, remove it, do it to the opposite side. And remove that chunk. Now I want to go in no less than 1/3 and no more than half. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and check your layout once again. We have our V-notches cut, and make sure that my circles on my saw blade are touching the outside of my verticals on both sides. Good to go. Now take your horizontal, and what I do, look at the depth of my V-notch. I want to go ahead and place the edge on that very bottom of that V-notch right there. This will give me a dimension to cut this one off so that they fit perfectly inside those notches. So once again, taking my knife, all we're doing is eyeballing this. I'll place it on the edge. I'm going to look over here, and I can see that the edge or the bottom of that V-notch is right here. Sweet, so far so good. You can actually see the shape of the bucksaw taking place. So to make this small and collapsible, I want to go ahead and remove some of this material. So I'll probably go ahead and cut it here and here. That'll give me probably a good 14 inches in width and about 18 inches in length. Better. Now from here, like I mentioned before, all we're going to do, we're going to taper off each end so they fit inside our V-notch. Let's go ahead and talk about our horizontal piece before we continue. Two things you got to look for on your taper. One, that the taper matches that notch perfectly on each side. And two, when you look down that horizontal piece, you can see both of those tapers are in line. You can't have one slightly skewed, because what happens, when you place it into that notch, it won't match up, and it will cause your saw to either rack back and forth or wobble side to side, and it's a nightmare. So make sure your notches match and they're in line. Now from here, all we're going to do, take our saw blade, place it in the approximate center of our verticals. I'm going to take a pencil and make a line that approximate center. All we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we're going to baton this piece, we're going to split it approximately 1 inch, wrap it with some bank line, and we're good to go. Just want to tap it gently and split it no more than 1 inch. Looking good. The last thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and secure my saw blade into those slits that I just batoned. Now to do that, go ahead and grab a couple of sticks, and you want them to be about the same diameter as those holes. I'm going to place them inside. I'm going to cut these down to about 1.5 inches. They're going to act as toggles on each end. What's going to happen, I'll place that inside that slit. When I tighten my saw up, they're going to pull against each other and tighten that saw blade. Alright, so we're on our home stretch right here. Grab your number 36 bank line, and we're going to tie a square knot. So what we're going to do is take our left, go over the right. Now our right over our left. And pull it tight. And last but not least, go ahead and grab a stick. What we're going to do is we're going to use this for a toggle for our windlass that we just created. I'm going to go ahead and place it between my piece of bank line. Now what we're going to do is let it down a little bit and twist it up. What I'm going to show you right now is an optional tool that you can use to prevent that split from traveling all the way up that saw. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our number 36 bank line, and we're going to secure that crack right there using a whipping from a rope. To do that, all we're going to do is get a bite. We're going to place it on our vertical, and then simply just wrap it towards that loop. pulling it tight each time. Once you reach the end, pass your bank line through that loop. Grab your opposite end or your tail and pull it tight. And pull that loop to the center of that whipping. So now it's time to test this bad boy out. I'm going to use something called the plumber's vise. And I teach this because it allows you to saw outside of your body, keeping you safe. So I'm going to grab my log. I'm going to place it between my calf and my thigh. Find a spot that's comfortable. I can now use my left hand to raise or lower that log, stabilize it. Take my saw and get her done. Outstanding. It will cut. Welcome back. Takedown bucksaws are outstanding. Let's talk about two key points. First one, the taper on your male end has to marry up almost identically to the V-notch on your female end. This prevents any racking or twisting. Second, the overall length of your bucksaw is determined by the length of the blade you choose. Now, the carbon steel Mora Garberg and number 36 bank line are available on my Amazon influencer page in the description box. Now do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Once you ring it, select all notifications. This way you're not going to miss another video or community posting ever again. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.